Hey guys, welcome to another book review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Lord of the Flies by William Golding, and it's about a group of boys who get stranded on an island, and at first they're all excited and happy because there's no adults, they can do whatever they want, and everything is going really fine. Like they build their own kind of society and have their own rules and everything, and then things start falling apart when the little ones hear noises and they think they see things, and there's this beast that they all think that might be there, but they don't know if it's there, and everything just starts crumbling down, and everybody starts, it was really crazy. And what I really liked about, just from first seeing this cover, is that you see this fly and this boy and these pair of glasses, and you're just really curious about what this book is going to really bring that has to do with all these things that are on this cover. And I was actually kind of afraid that the whole fly thing might not actually come into the book. I wasn't really sure about that. I was kind of like, is this book really going to be about flies, or is it going to be something completely different, or what was it? What I did expect was it would actually be a symbol of something, and it was just really interesting to see how this book is full of symbology, and this author is using this story as a way to symbolize how he sees society and what could happen if our society would fall apart. And when it comes to the writing of this book, I really had a hard time with it. It was just very, the description was so hard to understand parts. Like, he describes rocks as pink, and I can see pink rocks, like, in my mind, but realistically, there is no such thing as pink rocks, because I've never heard of pink rocks before, so I was kind of wondering, like, are these real rocks? Like, are these things that actually can be seen, and what causes these rocks to be pink, and is there a point to what he's making about these rocks, because he seems to say it over and over again in this book when he's describing what's around them. The pink rocks are everywhere. So I was curious, but wasn't really sure, and the symbology was kind of hard to find in this book. Like, if you weren't looking for it, you didn't know there was symbology in this book, you would have not really noticed, or you would have never understood it. But since I brought that up, if we were looking without the symbology, I would not have liked this book half as much as I do, because I like books that have a deeper meaning to them, or they're very entertaining. But when it comes to this type of books where they're deeper meaning, I like those, and that's what drew me in when I was looking at the notes, and I was like, oh, so this book has to do with symbology. So I was looking for that, and it really did well with that, if you know. But since I am bringing this up, again, I'm repeating myself, sorry, but since I'm bringing this whole thing up, if I was looking at this book without the knowledge of it being a book of symbology, I don't think it would have lived up to my standards. I didn't like the way the writing very well. It's just kind of, how do you say it, lugubrious. It was just too difficult to get through for me at times. I found myself gritting my teeth trying to get through some parts of this book. It's not a hard read. I'm not saying like there's big words and it's just really, thick. It's not really that bad. And I've read thicker books, so I can't complain. But it was just really hard to get through the way that he writes. Sometimes I felt like I was actually reading a textbook, and that's really bad for a writer to be compared to have his stuff compared to a textbook, because textbooks are nah. And I just didn't like the writing very well, and the conversations were kind of and so if you look at it like that, it's not that great. But I enjoyed it because of the symbology, and I was like, okay, what is this person trying to tell you? Where's the symbology? And yes, I do feel like the fly and the boy and the glasses do tie in. They're major components, at least the boy and the glasses. The fly is kind of what you would say, a side project, a segue. Like, you only see this thing coming in like once, and that was it. And then you're like, okay, what's the big deal about it, and why would you call this a Lord of Flies when you don't really make it a major theme of the book. You know what I mean? It wasn't a major theme in the book. So it was a little bit disappointing in that aspect, that what you thought you were getting into didn't really become what this book was about, really, or the symbology of the Lord of the Flies didn't really come through. So it was just that. And my rating for this book is a 3 out of 5 stars. If you've read this book and you know about the symbology and everything like that, tell me what you thought of it. Give me your opinion on the symbology. Like, what do you think of the idea about a society that's falling apart? Like, has our society fallen apart before? Like, has it completely fallen apart, or has it slightly fallen apart? Like, have we gone through those stages where our society has dealt with crumbling and destruction and then having to rebuild itself? Or do you think that we've just been growing since the creation of the USA? And I want to talk about my to-be-read books. The first book that I wanted to talk to you about is an author that does, well, I have been first introduced to her through teen books, and I never knew that she actually did adult books until a couple of years ago. And I actually tried one of her adult books, and I felt like it was disappointing. I didn't really like the writing that very well. The comedy was kind of, and it was just really not my thing. So I wasn't really thinking I was going to buy another book of hers, but she writes in a different style again in Satyabal. It's actually what you might call fantasy, and I'm really looking forward to reading this because I think that it goes far away from what she normally writes, at least from what I know of her. And if you've read this book before, or if you know Meg Cabot's writing, tell me what you think of her or this book. This one I've actually been thinking about getting for like a year or so, but I haven't actually gone into buying this book just because it's such a thick book. But then I saw a preview for a movie that's coming out for it, and Keira Knightley is in this movie, and the previews were so exciting. And of course, I have a love for Keira Knightley. She's an amazing actress, and she does really well in Time and Pieces, my favorite one being Pride and Prejudice. She does such a great job in that one, so I was really excited. The book is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and as you can see, oh my gosh, so thick, and I am kind of almost dreading reading it, but at the same time I'm very excited to read it because I really want the chance to watch the movie, and the storyline seems really interesting, and that time period and with all that stuff going on, so this is really cool. And yeah, and I have had an interest for Leo Tolstoy for a couple of years. I just haven't actually gotten the chance to read him, so I am bracing myself to read him, and hopefully I enjoy this. If you've read Leo Tolstoy before, tell me what you think of his writing. Like, is it too horribly dry, too many sentences that run on and on and on? And how do you like, have you read Anna Karenina or heard of it before? Tell me what you thought of it. And yeah, that's about it. I am really excited for my next movie review because, oh my gosh, I have been watching so many new movies that are amazing. They've been doing such a great job with getting out really great, fantastic movies. So I'm really excited to share my thoughts with you about these movies. And also, since I seem to have had a fail with my last vlog, I'm going to give you what I was talking about in that one again. This will be the last time that I talk about it, and if it doesn't seem to fly with you guys, I will drop it this time. But I feel like I didn't put out that vlog at a good time, so most of my readers weren't on Zynga at that time, so I'm just going to redo it. My idea for the movies is that once a month I would give you the chance to give me suggestions for movies. It can be any movie from any time, whatever, movies that you've watched, movies that you might want me to watch, maybe you haven't watched it but you're thinking about it and you want my opinion on it, mostly I just want this to be more of a discussion, so it would be probably better if you've watched the movie before, so just keep that in mind. But any movie that you want me to watch, and you leave your suggestions in the comments, I will write them down, put them in a hat, and randomly choose a movie for that month. And I will watch it, give you my thoughts, and we can have a discussion on it. Which I feel like hopefully that will bring you more into feeling more like you're interacting with this, and that you're more part of this whole process. So hopefully that is a good idea to you guys. Leave your suggestions below. I will see you later, and peace.